This is Trevor Sports, and now it's time for Match of the Day. Good evening, Match of the Day. It's second versus third. It was such an important game that we only could have one on tonight. Liverpool versus Manchester City, and we will have extended highlights of a cracking top of the table clash.
Tonight, 80% Manchester City. That's how it is. But Sterling now the former Liverpool man. Not a good return for him so far. Good crowd time in the top.
We'll also have all the action from the roundup of all the other games that have taken place today. 9 games in total to bring you all the action from. So while it's been a rather compacted match of the day, there was nothing compact about the game at Anfield that took place earlier on today. Liverpool took on Manchester City. These two between them have won the last 3 Premier Leagues. The quality between these two sides is known, but it's Liverpool that have been able to sneak it. I mean, you can look back to their rivalry. Perhaps it all started with the Champions League results 3 years ago. Your commentator at this one is Trevor Motson.
Well, here we are in Anfield, and two teams sitting second and third, 2 points behind Manchester United and Liverpool, having just about the better goal difference. But this really is the big match of the weekend, without a shadow of a doubt. A big crowd, a big atmosphere. Liverpool, Manchester City, you can't get any better than this. And Manchester City have a wretched record. They haven't won here at Anfield going back to 2003. We're up against the Liverpool side, who have stuttered a bit in recent weeks, but seem to have got their mojo back after a tremendous winning midweek against Brighton, which has put them right back in the title hunt. And one of these two sides will have to put great pressure on Manchester United, who lead the Premier League. This is the side. Jota gets the striking spot ahead of Mane, who's on the bench. Otherwise, it's the same Liverpool side you've come to expect. As for Manchester City, beautiful panoramic view here. It's Sterling, Aguero and Mahrez up front. Gundogan avoiding it, and Phil Foden gets an opportunity to prove his worth. The man who's come up through the ranks at Manchester City. So we're all set then. This really is the clash of the Titans. The Premier League champions of the last 3 years between them. Liverpool against Manchester City here at Anfield. And we're already inside the first few seconds here. It's Alexander-Arnold here. Liverpool attacking their favourite cop in the first half. Firmino onto Robertson. Good dummy. And Jota! Ball just looped in the air a little bit, and Ederson was right behind the shot. And here's the replay of the incident. His little flick there from Sowen. It's a good little dummy there by Jota. And he got the ball back from Robertson, but he got a little deflection, which made it a little bit awkward for goalkeeper Ederson here. But he kept his eyes on the ball in that respect. Very good goalkeeper. We're up to 5 minutes gone here in this. I wouldn't say winner takes all, but it's certainly a showdown here. Manchester City have got a wretched record at Anfield. Haven't won here in any competitions since 2003. Cross comes in. And here's Jordan Henderson picking the ball up on the chest. Jota now on the turn. Jota! It's a brilliant, brilliant goal! And Liverpool, within 6 minutes, are in the lead! Wow, what a start! Alisson loves it, so do Liverpool, and the carpet's gone wild here. Liverpool have started, and again, both sides really need to win, and it's Liverpool really have started the better. Not a good clearance really by Manchester City, straight into the path of Henderson. And Diego Jota, the signing from Wolves in the summer, has really put his name in Liverpool legend with this sort of finish. This is the sort of goal that the Cup comes to expect week in, week out, and in big games as well. Diego Jota gives Liverpool the lead on 6 minutes in a big game against Manchester City. Well, it's up to Manchester City to respond, and both managers' body language tells the difference. Klopp wanting more from his side, and even though a goal up, and there they go again. Jota's got the taste for it now. Fabinho to Robertson. Still Robertson. Thiago picks the ball up. Salah. Bobby Firmino. And he went down. Penalty! He's been tripped from behind, and a penalty has been awarded by the referee, Michael Oliver. John Stones is absolutely incandescent with rage. Well, with less than 10 minutes gone, Liverpool have a chance here. Now, was this a challenge from behind? Oh, he's got the ball. That's not a good decision from Michael Oliver. But it's a penalty, no VAR, and Mo Salah has a chance to make it 2-0. Which he does! 2-0 to Liverpool! And the whole place has erupted like it's never erupted before! Oh, we've seen some days and nights here at Anfield on Trevor Sports this season. And the atmosphere every time you come to Anfield is superb. But was that a penalty? Nicked a dodgy one for me, but Mo Salah here, great penalty, showed his worth to the cause. And Liverpool lead by 2-0 here in the big one at Anfield. Mo Salah on the spot. 9% ahead in the passing statistics here, Liverpool. 89% to 80% Manchester City. That's how it is. But Sterling now the former Liverpool man. Not a good return for him so far. Good cross over the top. Riyad Mahrez. It's taken them 15 minutes and 2 goals down to really start to burn Manchester City. But my word, did they make a very good opportunity here. Sterling with a wonderful cross. But over the top from Riyad Mahrez. Best we've seen from City so far. Just a shame it's had to take them from 2 goals down to start playing a bit. Up towards Sterling. Fabinho wins it. Van Dijk. This is wonderful football from Liverpool. Certainly the dominant force in this game. And the flag stays down. It's Jota! And that could be a turning point in the game. Because if that goes in, it's 3-0. And there's surely no coming back for Manchester City. Ball over the top. May have been suspicious of the offside, but it was allowed to continue. And Ederson has just kept Manchester City in with a shot. It's a corner to Liverpool though. And it's taken from the far side. And it's headed away this time by Manchester City to the path for Thiago. Firmino, Thiago again. Fabinho. Firmino, what a turn that is. Bobby Firmino's shot deflects. It will be another corner. We've had it all in this first 20 minutes or so. Well, it's had the big build-up all week here across the local presses in Manchester and Liverpool respectively. And it's certainly not disappointing. Robertson's corner. And it goes there towards Firmino! And the goalkeeper somehow fumbled it and got away with it. Was not the most convincing of saves from Ederson here. That's a bullet header. And I think the goalkeeper should have caught that for me. Straight at him. Comes off the chest. It could have easily gone anywhere. 25 gone. And still 2-0. And it's been really dominant performance from Liverpool. Could have scored another one as well in all of that. There could be more than 2 up. But here come Manchester City. Raheem Sterling. It's Sergio Aguero. He's hit the post. Oh, that's the closest you'll ever get without scoring. This was a lovely move from Manchester City. The best move they fashioned. Aguero had to come from an offside position, which he did successfully. But he's unlucky here. He hits the post and it bounces away. Well, we're inside the last quarter of an hour of this riveting first half here at the Etihad. It's been, at Anfield rather. It has been such a brilliant watch. Now Foden, good ball into De Bruyne. Now Aguero. Now De Bruyne and Sterling! Good save from Hamilton because he went at him at a rate of knots. Right, almost took him off his feet there. Tremendous move from Manchester City, who are starting to come into it more and more, and it's a terrific right-footed drive. And Alisson here, watch that. He took him off his feet. Mendy going up towards the final 10 minutes of the first half. Gundogan, good chip forward, but Joe Gomez should read the intentions okay. But that's not a good ball. Straight to Gundogan. Now Foden picks the ball up. Into De Bruyne! Oh, that's a magnificent one-handed save with the right paw by Alisson. Keeps Liverpool's clean sheet very much intact here. Worth another look on the replay. Foden does really well there. Lovely little layoff. De Bruyne asking for the ball, and he hits this first time on the right foot, and it's a great save from Alisson. So we're 6 minutes into the second half. And it's still 2-0 to Liverpool. They could have made it 3, but City have hit the post. They have worked Alisson a couple of times. Yes, Kevin De Bruyne now. Can City force themselves back into business and back into this game? Oh, what a spectacular clearance there from Virgil van Dijk. That's certainly got the oohs and the yards going. That's a chance now for Mahrez. And the shot was blocked away again from Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk's clearance was headed forward. It came to Mahrez, and Van Dijk was well placed and well stationed to get the block in. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Liverpool on the back foot. City asking an awful lot of questions. Remember, they haven't won here going back to 2003. Aguero goes down. Oh, it's another penalty. Michael Oliver says penalty against, I think, Virgil van Dijk. And City have got themselves a way back into this game, and maybe a get out of jail free card here. Let's have a look at it again. Did he get the ball here, Virgil van Dijk? Oh, he got the ball. He got the ball for me. Oh, another tough penalty decision. I guess that evens itself out. Anyway, De Bruyne to make it 2-1 from the spot. And he did it magnificently and comprehensively as well. And City are right back in business and right back in this game. Kevin De Bruyne with a super penalty. People will question whether this was a penalty or not, but the referee saw fit to give it, and there was no dispute about the penalty. Right into the far right-hand corner. No goalkeeper in the world could have stopped that. That's confidence for you. And De Bruyne, the Belgian, does it again. City back in business. 56 minutes on the clock. And you've got to say, since the half-hour mark, City have really knocked on the Liverpool door. And they finally got themselves the door ajar. And now Gomez has given it straight to Raheem Sterling. Now De Bruyne and City's sails are absolutely up now. Mahrez! Oh, that's a super save from Alisson. That is a superb save. And he's bailed Joe Gomez out there. Lovely ball from De Bruyne. Mahrez hits it true with the left foot. And what a fine save by the Brazilian. City have a corner. This is turning into a real cracker now. Here's De Bruyne's corner. Sterling! And he knows that should have been the equaliser. Some wonderful corner from Kevin De Bruyne. And Sterling knows he should have equalised against his own side. And it remains 2-1, and look at the possession now. Nothing to choose between them. It's just the one goal in it. And I'll tell you what, it has been extraordinary. Gundogan now for City. That's a good ball. And Aguero's got him behind. Aguero. He's still on his feet. Aguero. Brilliant save. The Argentinian denied by the Brazilian. He hadn't played an hour, and look at all these incidents that we've had to see so far in this game. Oh, It'll be difficult to edit all this into a highlights package. And Aguero denied brilliantly there by Alisson. 2 minutes left to play. City so near, maybe if they can take one last chance, they'll probably get one at this point the way they've been playing. But here come Liverpool looking to bury City once and for all here. Robertson. At this stage of the game, a 2-1 lead is a very precarious one. We're inside the last 30 seconds of the game. Bernardo gets back. Doesn't foul his man, no foul, and City are on their way again. Mahrez chipped it forward and Jesus has come on as a substitute, comes forward, but it's an easy save for Alisson. It's replaced Sergio Aguero. We're into stoppage time here at Anfield. Are Liverpool going to go away from City in third place and put massive pressure on Manchester United at the top of the Premier League? It looks as if it's going to be, but it's been a rough ride for Liverpool at times. They've had to post it, they've had a penalty given against them which was scored. Now they've got one last attack to see out. It's Jesus! Good save! And surely that must be it now. This was the chance that City were craving, and Jesus has come on as a substitute. Hits the shot, he's straight down Alisson's throat. And surely that must be that now. And Liverpool will get through and get all 3 points, which they do. The whistle goes. Well, Liverpool took a firm correct of 6 and 10 minutes after Jota and Salah from the penalty spot and put them 2 up. But then back came Manchester City. Aguero hit a post. They got a penalty 11 minutes into the second half, which De Bruyne took and forced Alisson into a series of magnificent saves. But what a result here for Liverpool. They now will be challenging hard at the top now to pressurise Manchester United. Winners over Manchester City by 2-1 in an absolute epic.
Well, good result for Liverpool. Does that move them top of the Premier League? Well, if Manchester United lost at home at Everton, it would as a result. So, did they? Bring up your report is Trevor Sinstat. Manchester United suffered their first home defeat of the season to an Everton side in which Manchester United just had one of those days. Luke Shaw, fresh from the Barbers, had the early chance for Manchester United. His left-footed drive beat Pickford, also crashed against the woodwork. As the game continued, Everton did have one chance, and when Dominic Calvert-Lewin was put through, he was able to take his chance with aplomb. Memories of that of the famous FA Cup final back in 1995 resurfaced after this contest, after Everton pretty much stole it. While the inquest from the Manchester United backline continued, it was the woodwork that continued to be their biggest enemy. Bruno Fernandes' header striking it, and from the rebound, Marcus Rashford's header was a tame effort and easily picked up by Pickford. Wan-Bissaka produced an excellent cross for Rashford to head wide of the post again as Manchester United proved strangely wasteful. The league's top scorers today were just looking to preserve that home record. Scott McTominay resorting to shooting from distance, but on this occasion not able to worry Jordan Pickford. In the second half it was more of the same, Manchester United creating chances and Everton surviving. For a brilliant bit of great defending between Ben Godfrey and Michael Keane, formerly a Manchester United youngster, Aaron Wan-Bissaka's cross was stopped. Donny van de Beek laid it back to Paul Pogba, who tried it with his left foot and ended up struck the post that holds the net up behind the goal. United continued chances, and it was Pogba that was instrumental in driving Manchester United forward, but they weren't able to find the clear and decisive goal. Martial's effort was fantastically saved by Pickford, and on the rebound, it was an easy take for the Everton goalkeeper. United would have one final chance and it would fall to Donny van de Beek. There was Martial and Rashford across, he went for glory. That was the final moments of the match. His effort went wide. Everton pulling off a stunning away win at Old Trafford. Their first for a while in the Premier League. For Manchester United with that, they've probably lost top spot. Jose Mourinho's Tottenham knew it'd be a tough outing against Sam Allardyce's West Brom, but it was the Tottenham Hotspur side that had the best of it in the beginning. Dombele here was put through, and his wonderful strike was fantastically well saved by Sam Johnstone, who had a fine afternoon in goal. Spurs continued to fill the chances, and Mohamed Sissoko's effort again was well saved by Sam Johnstone and very much in the right place at the right time. There were chances for the Baggies. This header by Robinson deserved to go in, but somehow it was tipped onto the post. The rebound effort was tipped away by Hugo Lloris, and the game looked to be destined for a stalemate. Despite the best efforts of Spurs, that was how it finished in the end. Harry Kane's effort was blocked, and that struck the woodwork, and you knew it just wasn't going to be your day. The chances did arrive, and at the very end of it, Son Heung-min did have a glorious opportunity for Spurs, but he just about got his radar off, even though it was pretty well sighted. 0-0 between these two sides. Spurs lose the opportunity to capitalise on the gains made between the two sides above them, and now have Leicester City breathing on their necks. So Leicester went away to Wolves knowing a big result was required by them, and a side which really stepped up against a Wolverhampton Wanderers side that has been struggling of late. While the chances continued to happen for Leicester City, it was taking them that was proving to be a problem. Vardy's header here, give an example, some fantastic goalkeeping. Very much a day in which the finishing was just quite off in the Premier League today. Yuri Tielemans had an excellent game and played through Jamie Vardy, who was through, and it seemed likely that Vardy was going to score, but again Raul Patricio and the post went up to deny him. Leicester themselves didn't give up, and despite all the opportunities, it was Leicester City's belief in themselves which kept them going, even though they continued to miss chance after chance after chance. But in the end there was to be that moment for them. Ricardo Pereira was put through, Jamie Vardy showing the coolness in front of goal when he was given far too much space, and gave Leicester City the lead late into the second half. Huge goal for Leicester, allows them to catch up on the slip-ups between Manchester United and others the foot above them in the table. They nearly tried to double leave when Dare was put through, but went on his left foot, went wide of the post. For Wolverhampton Wanderers, it'll be a tough day at the office for them, probably deserved to lose by more. For Leicester, fantastic 3 points. Sheffield United hosted Chelsea, and Frank Lampard's Chelsea knew it was a big moment for them this season. Could they produce the sort of football that 200 million expected? Well, the answer in the opening moment was yes. An excellent well-worked move in which Hakan Ziyech squared it for Timo Werner to tap in from 3 yards. An easier goal as the German will strike, but it was excellent team football, good build-up play, and exactly what Chelsea and Roman Abramovich were after. However, Chelsea themselves started to fade away as the match went on, and it was chance after chance by Sheffield United. Only Eduard Mendy in goals proved to be the one defiance that Chelsea had. As they seemed to be letting the game slip away from them, it was again goalkeeper versus the Sheffield United front line proving to be the main story. Oliver Norwood's cross here, Liam Mousset's header, if that had been a little more on target, it could be a different story. But it wasn't to be disappointment for the Blades, they were able to get their equaliser. Lamstrom ball from Mousset, his header was with bullet accuracy, and it was too good for Mendy, and it was enough for Bramall Park to celebrate a draw against Chelsea. 6 minutes they had to save themselves, and that's exactly what Sheffield United did. Aston Villa hosted Arsenal in a game in which it looked to be the favourites for Aston Villa after they made a cracking start to the contest. This opening goal by Ross Barkley showed us some real qualities by the former Chelsea man when he was put through. Aston Villa had a lightning start to the game and were able to double their lead very shortly. Matt Cash fanning Mohamed Trezeguet. His cross was all the way into Ollie Watkins, a low diving header. Not often you see them in the Premier League anymore, but there was Watkins, the former Brentford man, to strike the ball home. Then in the second half produced one of the most bizarre moments that we've seen on these shores for a long time. Trezeguet's long back pass was all the way towards Martinez, who decided to take it on his chest, miscontrolled it, and ended up scoring the most bizarre of own goals. How the former Arsenal man would have wished that wasn't the case. Cue your conspiracy theories to start right now. Did he mean it? Well, it wasn't to be the case though, because there were chances for Arsenal to win in the game. William was through and very nearly produced the equaliser. But Arsenal were able to get the equaliser at the end, and it was down to a rash bit of defending in the end from Tyrone Mings. Diving in on Aubameyang and the referee having no choice but pointing to the spot. Correct decision, replay showed. And no, we didn't need VAR for this. Although it might have taken up some of the time between Pepe starting and finishing his run before coolly slotting his penalty home and bringing Arsenal level in the 90th minute. Chances for both sides in the match, but in the end a draw, probably a fair result, though there'll definitely be egg on the face of Martinez. Southampton rode their luck against Newcastle and came away with a vital away win, bearing in mind the circumstances that they find themselves in this season. Manquillo's cross was well digged out, but when it needed a finish, Joelinton was there to strike it against the post. With a little bit of help of the goalkeeper, McCarthy, the ball stayed out. Chances continue for Newcastle. John Jones Shelby's free kick was headed fantastically down into the woodwork, but again, it just wasn't to be. And then Southampton started to spring into life and started to create their own chances. Stuart Armstrong, known for crossing a ball, there he was finding Theo Walcott, who was denied by Carl Darlow, who'd very much keeping Dubravka out of the Newcastle United side at the moment. Che Adams played a excellent ball through to Theo Walcott, who found himself through. He had the pace to get away from Kieran Clark, but didn't have the accuracy to beat Carl Darlow again. As the former Arsenal man toiled for Southampton to find the winning moment, Che Adams eventually provided it through Walcott's pass. Walcott, the survivor of that 4-4 draw that famously took place here 10 years ago. It was Che Adams that got the winning goal in the end, even though Newcastle United continued to make chances. Miguel Almiron put through, opportunity to cross, decided to shoot at the near post. How he may regret that. In the end, a great win for Southampton, winning 1-0 away from home. Problems also for Steve Bruce's men. They're really struggling to find form at the moment. A London derby, West London versus East London, as Fulham Football Club hosted West Ham United. But it was the Hammers that were much the better side and deserved to win by more than they did. Mikel Antonio's bicycle kick showing us the confidence the side has at the moment. Declan Rice nearly picked out a perfect spot, but his effort was just wide of the post on Areola, and Aaron Cresswell also came close from a free kick. But there was to be joy for West Ham United. It was Said Benrahma that played an excellent ball through to Antonio, whose cool finish was slotted in post past Areola and gave West Ham United a huge result and the opening goal in the match. There'll be an inquest from Fulham's standpoint, who look to be relegation and championship bound, but for David Moyes' West Ham United, they're moving further up the table. Leeds United and Crystal Palace was one of the poorest games perhaps we've seen in terms of attacking chances. This was the major opportunity in the game in the end. Jordan Ayew was put through, he squared the ball across to Wilfred Zaha, goal at his mercy, and he missed it. The final action of a game which really didn't live up to the hype. There was even talk of people getting the money back at Ellen Road for it. Still, 0-0 doesn't help either side in the long term. And finally today, the big relegation battle between Burnley Football Club and Brighton Hove Albion. Burnley knew this was a big moment for them at Turf Moor, and that if they could win here, could almost dig themselves out of the relegation dogfight. On steps the Icelandic Gudmundsson to do that, scoring the goal in the first half, left foot and put through a fine finish. Burnley continued to put up the pressure as the game went on. And the side that's got a big FA Cup tie to come up in the week, they showed that they were more than up for the fight. Particularly when Chris Wood was put through, but again, the header was just off target. Burnley were able to double lead in the end, but it wasn't for one to triumph through their right back Matthew Lowton, that found himself in the rare opportunity to break his account and score, but his right-footed strike just missed the post by a few inches. Eventually, though, it was Ashley Barnes that showed us his prowess as a header, heading home from a corner, getting himself another, and getting a 2-0 lead for Burnley. A good result for Burnley, poor for Brighton, who very much looked championship bound, but for Burnley, they might have dug themselves out of this relegation dogfight. Still, long way to go yet. All the results from an interesting day in which the Premier League, playing at home, wasn't the best of it. Fulham beaten at home, Manchester United, Newcastle and Wolves. Low scoring affair, it has to be said. Aston Villa Arsenal was the pick of it. Liverpool versus Manchester City, though, was obviously the biggest game. And perhaps Everton's win could class as the biggest shock of the day. Bottom of the table, West Brom, Fulham and Brighton remain rooted. There's still a big points gap between West Brom and that, and Fightham and Brougham. But Sheffield United themselves, well, they're not out of it. They're just 3 points ahead. But Burnley have climbed all the way up to 16th to go level with Southampton towards the top of it. Arsenal are 12th. They are behind Newcastle. Wolves still remain 13th. Top of the table, Liverpool have gone top as a result of that. 1 point advantage over Manchester United. Manchester City remain third, just 3 points off Liverpool. Spurs after that draw failed to capitalise on an opportunity potentially to move up level with Manchester City, but it does mean Leicester are 2 points behind them. Chelsea are falling back, but Everton and West Ham and Aston Villa are all climbing up the table. Well, if you're clamouring for more Trevor Sports action, allow us to help you with an addiction. We've got highlights of the fourth round games in the Emirates FA Cup this week on an FA Cup special edition of Sports Night. 4 games with fantastic commentary too, plus the roundup of the other 4 games also. So join us Wednesday evening for that. Well, there we go. It's been hard work, but we're finally here and we've got Well, there we go. It's been hard work, but we finally got an episode of Match of the Day out, despite all the challenges that we're facing. See, if only games weren't modded like this. Still, can't complain. From all of us, thank you very much for watching. We hope to see you again very soon. Bye-bye.